Hey guys, welcome back or welcome back to the podcast. Welcome back to Real Talk. It's been a minute. I had to travel home for some stuff, so I am so excited to be back. And I love you guys so much, whether it's your first time listening to this or you've been around for quite some time. I think there's like 30 plus episodes out right now. So if you have been around for a while, I freaking love you guys. And if you're new here, welcome to Real Talk, where we talk about everything, even if it's like TMI. And I just kind of spill my life, and then we do like little girl talk cues, and I love it. It's literally so fun. Yeah, guys, every time I like don't record a podcast for a while, I get like awkward, and I'm like, I don't know why, because I should be used to this by now, but like every time I record a podcast and I haven't done it for a while, I'm like, but I'm really excited for today because we are doing a girl talk questions session. So I'm gonna go to Instagram and take some questions from there first. Let's see. Okay. Oh, sorry guys, forgot to give the life update. I'm doing really good. I've decided that I'm in my single era. Besides that, summer's coming up, and I've been kind of in my head lately about like body image and stuff, which I've talked about on like my TikTok, but I just want to remind you guys that if you are going through the same thing, if you're like struggling because it's like summer, you naturally like think about how you look a lot more. Your body's the least interesting thing about you. Your body's literally the least interesting thing. You have so much more to offer and so much more to focus on to love about yourself. Like, you don't need to be placing all of your worth in how your body looks. You are a beautiful, smart, funny, intelligent girly pop, and you can focus on all of those things. And you know what? It's literally just not that interesting. It's not that important as long as you're healthy and happy. So I'm trying to remind myself of that because I have been like so like hyper fixating on how I look, and I feel like it's normal, but we have to nip it in the bud. We have to catch it because it's not good to be like focusing on that kind of stuff. Also, my drink of the day is a watered down iced coffee. We're going to be drinking this. Some of you might be like, Niki, that's disgusting. Don't drink that. But I love it. So I don't love that it's watered down, but like I'll drink it still because it's coffee, you know? Let's get into some girl talk cues because I'm really excited to hear what y'all are going through right now. And let's just talk it through, girl. Okay. Someone said, how do I deal with talking stage problems? I feel like talking stage problems are like the overthinking, the playing games, the not answering, the wondering how they feel about you, wondering if you guys are going to actually date. And I have a lot to say on this because I've been through so many failed situationships and so many talking stages. So unfortunately, I have a lot of advice on this topic. My biggest thing that I've learned, honestly, from being through these talking stages and situationships is like, people who want to make their emotions clear to you would. And if you're confused, that's because they're confused. If you don't know how they feel about you, it's probably because they don't know how they feel about you, or they don't feel strongly enough to make sure you know. And I feel like every time there's confusion in the talking stage, it's because you guys are on two separate pages and you're not like communicating about it. And usually it's because one person's more invested than the other. So honestly, I am at a stage where I'm only going to put my time into things if someone's like being so clear to me, because I just think that there's no point in overthinking. There's no point in trying to figure out how someone feels about you, because if someone wanted to let you know, they would. Like if he wanted you to know how he felt, he'd tell you, or he'd make it like very clear with his actions. So if you're confused, that's probably not the best sign. And I don't know if you should be investing that much of your energy and time into something that's just going to confuse you, you know, because you deserve to like have clarity and be sure about how someone feels about you. Like that should be number one. If you're not sure about how they feel about you and you're in the talking stage, like that relationship is probably not going to be much better. So that's my advice on that. Someone said, do you think you could give tips on how to improve mental health? Okay, well, that is a big field. Like that is a big question. But little things that I've been doing lately when my mental health is not at its best, because I told you guys last week or last episode that I've been struggling a lot with like anxiety, and when you're feeling like that, when you're feeling anxious, when you're feeling not mentally at your best, I think the best thing you can do is just give yourself a break. We're always like in this cycle of being like so hard on ourselves and so like tough if we're not doing everything all at once. And I feel like it's worse because with social media, you're like constantly bombarded with everyone's success and what everyone else is doing, and you're comparing yourself to them. So it's really hard to just like stay focused and like give yourself a proper break because you're comparing yourself to all these people. But girl, you're doing enough and you are enough, and you don't need to beat yourself up when you're not mentally there. So I would say just give yourself a break. I love a good hot girl walk. I think they solve a lot of my problems. When I'm feeling overwhelmed, I just walk outside. I'll like call someone, or I'll just listen to music, or sometimes I've been doing like silent walks. New thing. I've been doing silent walks, and I feel like they've really been helping me with like, I don't know, just like clearing my head. I feel like a silent walk is very underrated. Like when you're walking with music, I feel like sometimes you're drowning out your thoughts and you're not really dealing with them. So that's been really helpful for me. Also, just treat yourself, okay? I tend to get myself a boba when I'm not feeling great, and it always makes me feel better. So yeah, girl, don't be hard on yourself and treat yourself and go easy on yourself, because you're never going to feel like better if you're like constantly beating yourself up. So yeah. Okay. Ooh, someone said how to deal with friends putting themselves above you all the time. Okay. Well, friendships are really interesting, honestly. And I'm at the point in my life where I'm like reevaluating all my friendships in the last couple of years. Like I'm just taking it day by day and trying to see like who is a good friend, because when you're like a little bit older, I feel like you start to get like more selective with your friends, and friendships are really hard because there are like things that come up like this where you're friends with someone for a long time and then randomly they just start acting whack, or you know, you just realize that they're not that great of a friend. And it's really hard when you keep your circle small to cut off friends like that, you know. But if you have a friend that's putting themselves above you all the time, that is not a friend. Like, you just need to realize that cutting people off is not always a bad thing. And if someone is not considerate of you, or they kind of walk all over you, or they're just putting themselves above you and not being considerate of you, like they don't actually care. I like to take into consideration like intentions with friendships. And if I think someone had good intentions, then like, yeah, I'm going to give them another chance. But when it comes to like a pattern of behavior, like someone's constantly disrespecting you or constantly putting themselves above you, they don't respect you and they don't care about you. And so that's where I'm like, it's not mean to cut off a friend like that. You have to put yourself first, and you have to have standards and just kind of evaluate who is healthy in your life. Because if you're letting people be in your life and you're just letting them walk all over you and you're just not really being careful with who you spend your time with, it's going to affect you whether you realize it or not. Like when I had worse friendships and I didn't feel cared for, I would have a lot more anxiety and like panic about it a lot more and just feel not great. And ever since I've been so much more selective with my friends, like if someone gives me a bad vibe, I'm instantly gone nowadays, because I don't have time to be training people on how to be good friends. You know, people are going to give you whatever they want, like whatever kind of energy they give you, and you can't really change people. I mean, you can communicate, but if it's like a pattern of behavior, it's okay to cut people off. And I just want you to know that, because I used to think that was so mean. I used to never want to cut off friends or like end friendships, because I would always be like so sentimental. But it's for the best, honestly, because you should not have to teach someone how to treat you, and you deserve better than that. And I feel like we're always so quick to cut people off with like dating and like be like, you need to have these standards when it comes to dating. But no one talks about how you should treat your friendships like you're dating. Like you should treat your friendships the same way. Have standards. Have things where you're like, okay, this is a boundary, and like if you don't respect me, I'm going to have to cut off the friendship. Like it's the same thing with dating, where you need to be selective with your friends, because honestly, like friendships are so important. And if you're not surrounding yourself with the right people, you're not going to feel great. So yeah, that's my advice on that. But yeah, definitely try to communicate before you cut them off. But if it's a pattern, don't feel bad. Definitely don't feel bad. Okay, someone said, how can I deal with being insecure not wearing makeup? Oh, girly pop. Oh, girly pop. Okay, obviously, you're not going to look the same with makeup on and without makeup on. Like, obviously, you're not going to look like the same girly pop. But you need to realize that things that you consider flaws are only flaws because society has told you they are. Like, when you're feeling insecure without makeup, it's literally because you've grown up seeing ads being like, get rid of your dark circles and hide your acne scars and blah, blah, blah. And defrizz your hair. Like, the only reason we have insecurities is because we grew up with so many ads and consumerism things in our faces being like, you need to buy this, you need to fix this about yourself. You are not good enough as you are. And that message is literally the reason why so many girls grow up with insecurities. And I just want to let you know that you can choose to love things about yourself that society has told you aren't normal or aren't pretty or aren't perfect. Like, for example, I have dark circles. I've had them my whole life. And I just like have chronically had very dark circles. Like, I think some people are just born with like more prominent like veins and stuff. So I look like I have dark circles a lot. I love my dark circles. Okay. I feel like, yeah, there's a million ads out there for concealer to cover up your dark circles, but I've just decided that I genuinely like love my dark circles. And it's something like that where it just takes a mental switch of you being like, no, this is beautiful. I like it. To just kind of like deal with your insecurities, because it's going to be hard and you're not going to love everything about yourself. Like, you're not, but you can retrain your brain to like things that you've been told are your flaws. Like, I love my dark circles. I don't even put concealer like right under my eye because I feel like it makes me look weird. It makes me look like a Barbie doll and I don't like that. Like, just know that being natural is beautiful. Okay. Like, whatever you were given, whatever face you were given, whatever is yours for a reason. No one else can look like you. And that is so like powerful. And yeah, you're gonna have like things that you don't really love, and that's normal. Like, you're not gonna love every single thing about yourself all the time, but you can work on being kinder to yourself, and you can work on retraining your brain to like love things that aren't supposed to be beautiful or like you've been told you need to cover up. So I don't know, that's my advice on insecurities. I have dealt with them a lot, and you need to realize they're going to come and go all the time. Like, you're never going to fully get rid of an insecurity because it's just really hard. I mean, you can definitely make progress, but like, you're always going to feel insecure sometimes, and that's normal. And we have to normalize, like, confident people still get insecure. Like, confidence isn't about never feeling insecure. It's just about retraining yourself to love yourself a little bit more every day. And it's like a muscle. Like, you have to work out your confidence. You have to like work on being kind to yourself every single day. It's not something that you just work on and then it's there forever. So that's kind of my advice with insecurities. But you're perfect the way you are, and you can't wait for someone to come along and tell you that. You have to just feel that on your own. Someone said how to deal with people who invalidate your feelings. Girl, bye. Immediately gone. Immediately gone. The thing with like gaslighty, invalidating people is that they're never going to change, okay? I've dated people who are just so crazy, and like they don't listen to your feelings, and they just try to convince you that you're wrong no matter what your feelings are. I've also had friends like this. There's no changing these people. Like, they are just not going to listen to your point of view. They don't listen to logic. They just convince themselves that they're right all the time. And that's where you just need to say goodbye. Like, there's no getting through to people like that. Like, I'm sorry. It's just like, I've had relationships where I'm like trying to convince them to like empathize with me and be like, can you just understand how I'm feeling on this? They don't. And that's just like who they are, and that's okay. But like, you can't stick around for that. I just say immediately cut them off. You just need to be a little bit brutal in that scenario. Like, you can't, the more you stick around, try to convince them, like, they're just not going to get it, girl. So you're like kind of wasting your time on that one. So save yourself. Okay. Someone said tips for starting high school. Oh my gosh. Okay. That's so exciting. I feel like with high school or with college, it's just like scary because it's like a new environment and you're like, what's going to happen? And also like everyone's older and cooler than you, and you just feel like a little shrimp. And just know that no matter what you do, you're going to look back and think it's cringy. Like literally no matter what you do, you're going to look back and be like, that was cringy. So just be you and have fun. Honestly, I feel like we get so in our heads about like doing the right thing and being cool and like trying to fit in and like everything like that. But honestly, the quicker you learn to just be yourself, like unapologetically, the quicker you will have a happy life. Because no, not everyone's gonna like love you, and like you might not be like the most like popular person. But when you decide to be like unapologetically you attract people who are like you, and then you're gonna have like the best time ever. So that's kind of my advice. Also, just like starting high school, like just have fun. I was so focused on like getting good grades, and yeah, that's important, but like you're also just like so young. Like make memories and have fun, and don't feel anxious or feel like you're not cool enough, because literally no matter what you do, you're gonna look back and be like, I was cringy. So don't take it too seriously. Don't take anything too seriously, high school or college or life in general. Honestly, guys, life is fake. Just have fun. Yeah. Also, don't invest all of your time in trying to find a relationship. I feel like high school and college were just like, especially high school. When I went into high school, I was like, oh my gosh, I need a boyfriend. Like I need to I had like 4 crushes freshman year of high school, 4 or 5 crushes at the same time freshman year of high school. I was crazy. And I feel like that's normal to be boy crazy when you're younger. Like it's just like a fun thing, and you're like romanticizing it, and it feels like a movie, and it's fun. And like you literally talk to your crush for 2 seconds in the hallway, and you like think about it for like 2 weeks. Like I miss that. It's so cute. But invest more time in your friendships than like trying to find a boyfriend, because relationships in high school, like literally 1% of them last. Like it is not likely, but I just made up that statistic, but it's not likely. And so I feel like if you invest all of your time in trying to find like the perfect guy or whatever, like no, you're probably going to look back and be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that was my first relationship. Like no one looks back at high school and is like, that was the love of my life. Like maybe like a few people on the planet, but just invest your time in finding good friends and having fun. That is my advice on that, because honestly, good girlfriends, like that is so much more fun than stressing over a guy. Okay. So yeah. Also, high school's not that scary. Like just take it day by day, and also remember the people that are popular in high school are like the people that are like peaking. Like you don't want to be your most popular, coolest self in high school. So just embrace that this is not your peak, and that you're going to have so much more fun once you're outside of high school and in college and in real life, because the best people, they don't peak in high school. Okay. It's okay if you're not getting invited to everything. It's okay if you're not the most popular person. Just be you and have fun. Okay. Someone said, do you have a boyfriend? No, I don't. I don't want one right now. I don't think my last big relationship was like the end of 2022. I got out of a 3-year relationship that I started in college, and I have been in like situationships and talking stages since then, and I'm just like so over it. I've been seeing this girl on TikTok who's like talking about going boy sober, and I just think it's like such a cool idea. I don't know. It's just like most things in situationships and talking stages are confusing, and most people are confusing because they don't know what they want. So like, why would I waste my time trying to figure them out? You know, I'm like, it's not worth the time. Like, it's just not worth the stress. And like, literally my last situationship, I thought I was like in love, and I don't, girl, like, I don't know. I just feel like if it can end that easily and like, whatever, like, what's going on? You know, why are we investing our time and energy into things like that? So I don't know. Think about going boy sober. Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I do not have a boyfriend. Thanks though. Someone said, do you take voice lessons ever? Y'all, I've been posting like singing videos on Instagram and TikTok and Snapchat and stuff, and YouTube shorts, and I really like it. I did take voice lessons when I was like 5 years old. Maybe I was like 8. I don't know. I was like under 10 years old. I used to take voice lessons, and I stopped. And then I did choir in like middle school, but singing is something that I've always really loved, and I've always been too nervous to post about it, but now I'm posting about it, and I hope you guys like it. But I really love like music and singing and everything. I just never thought that I was good enough. And this is kind of a lesson for you guys in just being delusionally confident, because honestly, there's always going to be people who are better than you, and there's always going to be people who are worse than you at things. And you just need to put yourself out there with whatever you want to do, okay? Because I used to not post my singing because I didn't think it was good enough, but I just started doing it. I just like literally jumped in and started posting singing videos, and you guys are really liking them, and it's making me really happy and a lot more confident with posting them. And I don't know, I was always so nervous because I thought I'd post them and then people would be like, delete this now, or people would be like mean and bully me, or be like, yeah, you need to like take voice lessons. Like, I don't know, I just never wanted to post about it, but now I've been posting about it and you guys are like so sweet. So yeah, I did take voice lessons when I was younger, but I don't know if they really helped me. Like, I don't really remember them. So someone said, oh my gosh, this is like the same thing. Someone said, if you started writing songs, what genre would you do? Okay. So I literally started writing songs a few months ago, guys. I don't know. It's just been kind of fun. And I've always wanted to write songs, but I always thought that it was like really hard, or like you need training, or you need people who've like done it before to try it. But all my friends who like make music in LA, they've been like, okay, you just pick up a beat and you like try to like make words go to it and a melody. And I literally started doing it a few months ago, and it's so fun. I partially wrote like 4 songs, and I really like them. I don't really know how to make it like a full song, but I've been partially writing them. But anyway, if I wrote a freaking genre, it would probably be, I can't talk today. It would probably be like indie pop, kind of like alternative indie pop. Like, I really like Clairo. I really like Lana Del Rey. In terms of like making music styles, I really like Clairo, Lana Del Rey, Claire Rosencrantz. I love her. I just, those are my inspirations right now. I just really like them, and I love like that like soft, airy, fun, upbeat pop. I love Sabrina Carpenter. Like, I just think that type of music is so fun. So that's kind of like the genre that I would write. I'm trying to write a song. I kind of want to post about writing a song because it's really fun, and I have like one that I like, the first one I ever did, it's like kind of a full song. But yeah, I don't know if I should post about it. I don't know. I don't know. I really like doing it though. So we'll see. Let me know what you guys think if you want to see videos on that. But yeah. Okay, I think we're gonna end it here for today's episode, but I freaking love you guys so much, and I hope that you had fun hanging out with me. I love you guys for listening to the pod. And yeah, I've had this idea next time where I want to answer like very specific like questions from you guys, like specific scenarios where we're like dropping names, we're dropping like things that are specifically happening to you guys. So if you want to DM me on Instagram or Snap, or comment on the YouTube or the podcast a specific situation that's going on with you right now, like I want to read your dating stories, and I want to read like your crush stories and what's going on in your breakup scenarios, and everything that you guys actually need advice on. Like, I want to hear all the drama. So literally DM me or comment like actual scenarios that are happening to you guys, and I will read them for the next epi, and we'll get into like way more specific advice, because I want to hear the drama with you guys and like go over the tea. Like, I want to know what the tea is in your life. So send me anything that you're going through, and we will talk about it in the next episode. But I love you guys so much. And you guys are the best, and thank you for listening to me yap. And follow the podcast if you're not already, and subscribe to the YouTube, and also add me on Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. It's just Niki_Patton, 1K and Niki, because that's where I get all my questions from you guys, and I love you guys, and I post every day, so I will see you there. I love you. Mwah. Bye, bestie boo.